One of the things I have found to be most key for having a successful week juggling, homeschooling, working, children, animals, farm, all the things, is having a really good Sunday routine. So I thought I would just share with you guys sort of what I do on Sundays to prep for the week, and what I like to do with my homeschool stuff to prep and make sure that everything is ready for the week. I can pretty easily see the fruits of my work on Sundays when I prep and put effort into all of this. I get to see that all throughout the week and appreciate myself for it later. Thursday Angie is often thanking previous Sunday Angie for doing her job well. Before we get into that, I do want to share with you, I am just so thrilled to finally be able to tell you guys that this is out in the world. Honestly, this has been a passion project for me, something that I have wanted to create for a really long time, and that I am so incredibly proud of, and I feel is really going to help so many moms who are either considering homeschooling, have just begun homeschooling, or are veteran homeschool moms who are struggling and just feeling burnt out and exhausted and like it's just not working out how they thought it would. I am thrilled to share with you guys about my homeschooling masterclass. I won't take up too much of this video. I will put all of the information down below in the description box. It is something I have really just poured myself into over the last few months and worked so hard on. There are 6 modules, over 30 video lessons. We've got a bonus week in there with 3 bonus videos, a really robust workbook that goes along with the course. I am just not only thrilled to be at the point where I can finally release it and share about it, but I'm also just incredibly hopeful for all of the moms that I hope that this course will help and inspire and encourage. It is very hard for me when I create or do something to feel like I can promote it. I think a lot of people struggle with that. When my book released last year, I had the hardest time doing promotional things for it. But one of the things I've learned along the way of creating this course is I am so passionate about sharing it because I absolutely believe in it 100%. And not that I didn't believe in my book, but I don't think I really believed in myself. I think I had a lot of doubts about, my ability as an author and things like that. So I struggled with my own doubts. In this realm, I feel so confident in this course that I've put together. I feel so confident in its ability to help moms. I just believe so strongly in this course and in all of the work that I've put into it. I know without a doubt how helpful it's going to be to so many moms. Again, whether you're completely new to homeschooling or you've been doing it for a while, but you're still struggling in some areas. I've put so much work into this course. It's really comprehensive from A to Z, and not only getting your homeschool started and set up and everything you need to know, but all of the other stuff. The stuff that makes your homeschool enjoyable, the stuff that makes you as the mom enjoy being a homeschool teacher, the things that help your children to enjoy being homeschooled. Homeschooling and encouraging homeschool moms, something I'm really passionate about, and I think that when you are really passionate about something, you almost can't help but for it to bleed out into whatever it is that you are doing. I know that my excitement and passion and joy for homeschooling comes out in this course, and I just believe in it. I wholeheartedly believe in it. So you can find all the details in the description box. Promise I won't be annoying and stuff it down your throat all the time or anything like that. I obviously wanted to share that it's here in the world. Love to have you be a part of it. Enrollment closes on September 27th. All of that information is on the website, so I will link to that. I really hope to see you there. And if the course isn't right for you for whatever reason, don't forget also that we have the free Facebook group, which is an amazing community. I think we have almost 2,000 members in there now. It's wonderful, a wonderful homeschooling community. So if you are interested in homeschooling, new or veteran, wherever you are along the spectrum of homeschooling, join us in that free group. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get into the planning and the doing of all the things. All right, so this is my teacher binder that I use right now. So it's not overly organized, just organized enough for me. This is my life binder, I guess you could call it. So I keep everything in here. I have a section for like brain dump information, today, things I need to get done today, planning stuff in the back, but my whole life is in this little notebook right here. And then I just keep some answer keys, obviously for different things, some various worksheets that the kids are working on. Because I am bouncing between in here and out in the cabin, I like to have something that houses everything so that I can just carry it back and forth when I need it. So I just need to grab my to-do list out of here because I know I have a list of things that I need to print. And usually what I do is when I am sitting down with the kids and doing said subject, I'll just jot down notes in my planner and such. And I do have a separate planner that I use just for homeschool tracking. So that is where I track lesson plans, grades, all of that kind of stuff. I have a completely separate binder for that. And I always have that out on the table with me when I'm homeschooling the kids. So in that binder, I write down any notes of any supplies I need to buy as we're going through a lesson or doing something. If I think of something that I need to get, or if I'm like, oh, I need to remember to print this out for next time, whatever the case may be, I kind of keep all those notes. So then on Sunday, I can go through them all and make sure I've done everything I need to do for the next week to be successful. All right, so one of the things I need to do is get these old iPads. They're not old, but we haven't used them for quite a while. And nobody can remember the passwords. So I'm gonna connect them, hopefully, to my laptop to get them firing again, because these are our school iPads, and this is where I keep the educational apps and games and stuff like that we use. So like the letter tiles for All About Reading, the phonics tiles, they have a great app. You can also do like the physical tiles, which we have as well, but the app is obviously fun for kids. And then I have a bunch of educational apps and stuff that all my kids use at various stages and ages and things like that. At some point, I have it on my list to make a video sharing with you guys my favorite educational apps for kids. I need to get these working. I need to get these things fired up. So apparently I can circumvent the fact that we don't have a password if I connect it to my computer. This is what I'm told by my husband. We shall see. While I wait for those iPads to do their thing, connecting with the computer and stuff, thought I would show you guys. And here is where I keep the kids' chore charts, and also on this side is where I keep our daily rhythm. So on Sundays, I go through and change anything that I need to change on the kids' chore charts, add anything, because they have specific days of the week that are theirs for laundry. So if anything just changes or needs to change, if there's a new weekly chore because the seasons change or whatever, I can do that. These are available if you're interested. The chore charts are available on my website, and I have made them editable so that if you want to type the kids' chores in here, you can do that. If your chores remain consistent and you don't need to change them, I've made it so that you could just type those in and then print them out so the whole thing looks nice and tidy if you don't like the messiness of the dry erase marker. I feel you. I get it. Alright, so now I'm going to head out to the cabin and begin some of my homeschool prep. Alright, so this is my homeschool planner that I was telling you all about earlier. So basically one of the things I like to do, like I mentioned, is to, as the week is going on, I write down anything that I know I'm going to need to do over the weekend. Supplies I need to get, things I need to print out, just any notes that I know will help me in prepping for the next week. If I realize that maybe I didn't prepare something as well as I'd like and that caused problems, I just write all that stuff down. So I'm just going through those notes and seeing what I need to do, what I need to print out, what I need to change and modify for the coming week.
The other thing that I like to do is to go ahead and set up my weekly planner. As I've mentioned before, I don't pre-plan every single week's worth of lessons. I prefer to track what we've done as we've done it. Instead of having sort of pre-filled out boxes of expectations of what should be done that week and then checking those boxes, I like to just write down, this is what we did today. It helps me at least with having some flexibility and not feeling behind if we didn't end up getting through, all 5 lessons in one book, feeling like then I have to adjust my lesson plans for the next 6 weeks. So I do have an overarching idea of what needs to get done when and within certain framework of quarters or how long a unit should take, but I like having that day-to-day, week-to-week flexibility of tracking as I go. So I am just setting up the coming week's planner, with the kids' names and days of the week and all that kind of stuff so that it's easy for me to fill in. And I do go ahead and pre-fill in certain activities on certain days and things that I know are happening. The other thing that I needed to do is to set up my All About Reading flashcards. So we have done All About Reading a number of times before, but I could not find my flashcards anywhere. They're probably in a storage unit somewhere, but Lord help me, I just could not find them. So I had to order new ones. And the only real trouble with that is that it's a little time consuming to set up the All About Reading flashcards, but I love this reading program. Honestly, I don't know why I ever even try anything else. I love curriculum. I love to try new curriculum. So that's probably why I'm always pulled to try new things. But every single time I always question myself, like, why do you stray away from All About Reading? You know that it works. It's worked with multiple of your children. Just go back to All About Reading. So that's what we did this year. So I just needed to get all of the flashcards and everything set up. And I don't have the cardboard box they give you. So I just found this little acrylic box in my homeschool stuff. And that is what I'm using for the flashcards. I also needed to set up the letter tiles, and they do have an app for this now, which is great. They did not have an app when I first started using this program, but now they have an app for this. But I like to do both. We have the app for the letter tiles, and then I like to do the actual physical ones as well. I have a mini whiteboard. It's in my Amazon shop if you're interested, but I will use that mini whiteboard with these tiles and alternate between using the app and the physical tiles. That's great. Next up, I need to go through and make sure I have everything I need for our literature unit. I talked about this in my curriculum video. This is the Animal Farm literature unit that I purchased from Teachers Pay Teachers, and I'm so pleased with this. I can't even tell you guys. I'm going to go to her site and see if she offers something similar for other books, because this has been fantastic. It is set up for a classroom model, but it's really easy to modify for 1 or 2 students. It's definitely not something that has to be used in a large classroom, but it's obviously set up for that. I've just been really, really pleased with it. The girls have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. It's been wonderful. So I did find, though, that last week I was missing some printouts that I needed. So I went through each lesson for the week to make sure that there wasn't anything else I needed to print, so that would be done. And as luck would have it, there wasn't actually anything to print. So that was easy. And then the next thing is that I mentioned in the curriculum videos that we were trying Fix-It Grammar this year. We've never used Fix-It Grammar before, and I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not doing it correctly. Maybe we're not doing it right. So I just wanted to do a little bit of research about how it's supposed to look, how each lesson is supposed to look, just to make sure that we're doing it right. Like I said, it's a new curriculum to us, just to make sure that we're doing it correctly, because it is a very basic curriculum. So the instructions are very basic, which is great, but also means that sometimes I'm just not sure.
I have done most of the setup stuff that I need to do. There actually wasn't much this weekend good for me, right? I didn't have to do a whole lot of printing. The last thing I have to do is take, well, it's not the last thing. The last thing for this piece of the stuff is to take the printouts for our morning binder for our morning basket inside and put those away. So those are ready to go tomorrow morning. And I'm also gonna clean up in here a little bit because I have been working on the masterclass and stuff. It's become a complete and total disaster in here, and I'd like for it to be clean before school tomorrow. So I'm gonna work on that. And then I have some other things on my wish list, to-do list, which means if I finish these things, then I can also work on those things. So we'll see how far I get. Is making ribs for dinner, which sounds delicious. And I am finished with my stuff inside the schoolroom for the most part. I have some other like video editing and stuff to do tonight, but as far as my Sunday routine, I am now going to, this is not part of my normal routine, but I do need to do a few things in the garden. I've got to stake up my dahlias since they did decide to bloom. I need to stake them because I haven't done that yet because I didn't think they were going to bloom. So I've got a few things to do in the garden, and then I've got a bunch of editing to do and things to finish up. Thank you, Lottie. The goat is peeing right next to me. Thank you for letting me be a part of that. Well, obviously it's not like our full Sunday routine. This is just like mostly my school prep for the week. So I just try to do my best to make sure that everything is planned out as best as possible for the coming week in terms of expectations for everybody, chores, make sure that I've printed out the things I need to print out. That's especially because the printer's out in my cabin, that's like the number one thing. If I'm inside doing something with the kids and I realize that I didn't print a worksheet or I didn't print something that goes along with it, and then I've got to go out and print it, it's always just such a big pain in the butt. So I try to do the weekly prep. That also works really well with my style of planning, as I've spoken about before, but I don't like to plan out every single lesson for the year. I like to sort of sketch out a framework for the year, and then life stuff happens sometimes, and so I don't want to have to go make a bunch of changes on my calendar and stuff like that. So I really just take it in smaller chunks. It does require a little bit more work from me. I could have done everything ahead of time at the start of the year, but I just find that this works best for me, especially if we end up tweaking something or making changes.